Hello guys, Tune here back again. This time we're going to do a review, and this time we're going to do a review of Streets of Rage 4, which is being released on last Thursday. I've been playing it since pretty much last Thursday, been playing it quite a bit. I've completed it a couple of times now, so I feel confident in doing a decent review of it, so we're going to check out the review. I say this game is pretty much a sequel to the original Streets of Rage games on the Mega Drive. It was made by .emu, Lizard Cube and Guard Crush Games. Who also they published it as well. It does have some music from Yuzo Koshiro and Motoshaya Kawashima, which I'm pretty sure that those two did some of the music for the second game. But Yuzo Koshiro was well known for doing the music for the Streets of Rage games. So he did have a hand, not in all the tracks, but in some of the tracks in this. I will also say the music in this game is really good. They've definitely captured the sort of feeling of the old Streets of Rage games. So when you start this, you don't get all the options. You basically just get story mode. You have to complete story mode to get stage select, arcade mode, boss rush mode. Arcade mode is basically you got to play for the game in 1 credit on your difficulty of choice. Stage select, as long as you've beaten on that difficulty, you can pick any stage you want within that difficulty. Boss rush is basically a boss rush mode, so you fight all the bosses, and there's an online battle mode. Like I said, I do love the original Streets of Rage games. I remember picking the original Streets of Rage up, or bare knuckle it was from Japan. I remember turning up in the morning, plugging it in, and just amazed by the music on it. And then when the second game came out, it just blew it completely out of the water, and the second game is pretty fantastic and still stands up today as a decent beat 'em up. You know, a lot of people compare it to Final Fight, and you know, it's not as deep as Final Fight, I give it all that, but you know, as a console beat 'em up and a console only beat 'em up, it's a pretty fantastic game. It did have a lot of features and a lot of characters. All the characters from the original game are actually in here, as well as a couple of new characters, and you can unlock a lot of stuff, which I haven't unlocked everything. I say this is a scrolling along beat 'em up. If you didn't know, you know, Streets of Rage games are a series of scrolling along beat 'em ups. Came out on, or belt scrollers as they call them. They came out on the Mega Drive. They did get released on the Master System. I'm sure there's a Game Gear version as well, but pretty sure it's pretty crap. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure I reviewed it once. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, there's a few other little extras. You get this. You get fighting tips. It gives you tips of basically the moves and everything you do in this game. So nice and easy. There is some nice extras you can unlock in this as well, like you can have a look at the environments in this game, which are quite nice, and you can skip through the environment. You can see the hand drawings they did, and the way they coloured over the environments, which is quite a nice touch. Apparently, Digital Foundry managed to get an interview with Lizard Cube, and they showed a version of the game running without all the colours on it, like in the hand-drawn artwork. And it would have been really cool if they've left that mode in here, but they haven't. So maybe they'll do it in DLC, you never know. So you get that mode, you get the same with the enemies and everything, so you can have a look at the different enemies in the game. I say the original game, there was Mr. X, who was the bad guy. In this version, you've got his kids, because it's I don't know how many years in the future it is, but you've got his kids, Mrs. Y and Mr. Y, and they're the bad guys, and they're following on from their father, or taking revenge from their father and ruining the city. You've got character info. These are the characters I've unlocked so far. So basically, the characters you're going to get, you've got Axel from the original game, you've got Blaze from the original game, new character Cherry, who's pretty much my favourite character on here at the moment. You've got Floyd, who's a big slow character but really powerful. You've got Adam, who makes a return from the original game. You do have to unlock him though, he's not there from the start, you only get 4 characters. You've got Shiva, who was the boss just before Mr. X in part 2. I haven't unlocked him to use it, but I'm pretty sure you can, I could be wrong. You've got Skate, he's an unlock from Streets of Rage 2. The same with Max as well, and Doctor, what's his name? Gilbertazan. He apparently is unlockable. He's from Streets of Rage 3, but I probably ruined that name anyway. But yeah, he is unlockable, but I haven't unlocked him. So what we'll do is we'll start the story mode. I will start a new game. We'll play on normal. So far, you play the game's got like an experience system, so the more you play the game and the more experience you get, the more characters you start to unlock. So I've managed to unlock the 3 original Streets of Rage characters. She's got a very long arm. Never even noticed that before. Her forearm is freakishly long. But anyway, you get to unlock the 3 characters from the original, and you get to unlock the 4 characters from Streets of Rage 2. I haven't got enough XP at the moment to start unlocking any others, and I have unlocked Adam as well. So the original characters you get to pick is these. So I'm going to choose Cherry, because out of the original characters, I think she's pretty good. They're all good, to be honest. They're all a little bit different. And this is, I'll leave the story on so you can see the story going. All the characters are a little bit different. Some have got a run, some haven't. Some have got a dash, some haven't. Some are stronger, they've got different moves. So, they're all a little bit different. The character I've got has got a run, which is quite useful. And she carries a guitar. How cool is that? And clubs should go with it. There is a combo system in this game as well. That's Streets of Rage 4. Yeah, there is a combo system in this game. They've added a lot. So basically, you've got your punch button, you've got your jump button, you've got a button to do a special. What that does is takes a little bit of your energy bar. It's like pressing the punch and kick together in an old school beat 'em up. It takes a little bit of your energy, and you get the green bar. What happens is, if you can do a combo on characters after knocking them down with that, you can get that green bar back and gain your energy back. So it's like a risk and reward thing. Otherwise, like in Streets of Rage 2 and Streets of Rage 3, if you did that move, it pretty much took your energy, and that was that. You actually got a button to pick up now, so if you're over items and you're punching, you won't actually pick up that item, see? So you've actually got to press a button to pick it up. Each character has got a back attack, like hers is basically that, and knocks them away. You got your basic punch combo, and you got basic jump attack as well. Oh, she does that, and you got your normal jump attack. You can jump and pull down in the air as well, which I didn't use a lot actually, but you can get an extra hit off it. And you've got a special weapon as well, which I'll do it on these. What you do is have to collect stars to get that special weapon. You find them in certain parts of the levels. You've got to sort of find little secrets and you unlock the stars. There is an extensive combo system in this with all the characters, so you can basically pick and choose combos. It's not a massive amount of combos you can do in this, but it is there to be a little bit creative. So the music is fabulous. What you can do with these as well, you can basically jump on them, jump in the air, and do like an attack down. So she's got nice combo opportunities where she can jump around and various things. You can slam them to the floor like that. You can do the jump attack in mid-air. All characters have a backwards throw type move, which has got invincibility on it. So if you get attacked by mobs of characters, you can use that as an invincibility, so they try to attack you, and you can just basically power through it. Which is very useful when you've got a lot of stuff on screen. So you basically do that. Some characters will throw enemies. You can do the run slide move after that. You can also use your special attack into a combo like this. What I tend to like do with the bosses, if you can get them in the right position, you can do this as they get me. I'll try and get a character in position so I can show you what I mean. Right. So basically, I don't know if I can do it on him. Basically, if you can combo that, you can combo him off the screen, bounce him off, and then do your special after. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can get a character in position so I can do it. Here we go. So, I want to get off. I'm going to actually hit him. Yeah, it's a bit hard to get a character in position to do it, but actually go up, down, slide that move, and if you run fast enough, you can catch him with that as well. So there's opportunities to do combos and various other things in this game, which is quite nice, which is a little bit more than the other games. But like I said, you just work your way through the levels basically as you would in any other Streets of Rage games. There's lots of different enemies. There's weapons you can pick up, like you can pick a pipe up. What's cool about the pipe weapon now, you can throw it at an enemy and it bounces off them and then it comes back to you, and if you press a button you can pick it back up. As I didn't. Gotta watch them. Them characters basically catch you if you jump at them. So let's pick this up again. See if I can get this bounce move going. That's it. You can grab it on the way back basically if you're fast enough. I say the graphics in this are really nice. Lizard Cube done a really good job at hand drawing all the enemies again and animating them all. It looks really cool, this game does. There's a lot of love that's gone into this game, you can see it. They did pretty fantastic with the Wonder Boy 3 remake as well. I don't know whether it was just Lizard Cube that did the graphics. I don't know exactly which company was, you know, responsible for what, but it did get converted to pretty much all the major consoles. Apparently all versions of this. This is the PC. The PC, oh, what do you call it? But the a Game Pass version. I'm trying to think. What's going on? This is the Game Pass version, so you can play this on the Xbox as well. Pretty much all versions pretty much look the same. Apparently, they're all pretty much perfect. 60 frames a second, all perform really well. This car, if you attack this car, there's a star power in you. So, yes, all versions are really good. There is a slight difference between the Game Pass PC version and the actual PC version. For some reason, missing on the home versions, on the actual PC version, you can do a CRT filter and you can do like a retro scan lines and stuff, which, to be honest, I'm not overly fussed on the way it looks. But for some reason it's missing on the console versions. So whether it was a mistake and they didn't patch it in and they planned to patch it in, I don't know. But it's there on the actual PC version, well, the Steam version of this game. So hopefully, you know, some people might actually enjoy that. They'll patch it back in. But yeah, it's weird that it's actually missing. So this game has had a patch already as well. So it's so you can catch him like that, and then which is quite cool. There's quite a little combo you can do, quite nice. You can also use that move if you time it right to power through moves like that they do, which are pretty much unblockable. Basically, you can use that like to power through it, which is quite nice. Yeah, so hopefully they'll fix that. Plus the PC version, the Steam one, allows you some extra controls on the graphics. You can change a few graphic settings and stuff, which you can't do on the Game Pass version, which is pretty much the PC version anyway, so I don't really know what's going on there. I say this game has got 12 levels. You do fight the bosses at the end, as you would do normally. It's got a nice selection of levels as well. You go all over the city. I'd say it's got a nice selection of characters. This game is 2-player as well. You can play couch co-op if you want, and you can play over the internet. This is where the first issue with this game comes in. Internet play, it does work, but it's not perfect. You'll get a lot of... it's weird. It's like it loads in and you start a match and it can stutter and sometimes pause randomly here and there, and then other times it can run absolutely perfect. I've tried this on the Xbox One and I've had the same issue. Me and my mate both got decent connections, and it's weird. Sometimes you'll do like an entire level, no problems, and then sometimes you'll start a level and you have nothing but stutter in that. But even though it does stutter and stop occasionally, it does work. But it definitely needs to be, it needs to have a little bit of a fix. One other issue, Game Pass PC, I cannot get this to connect to an Xbox One. It doesn't, for some reason. As far as I know, they're all supposed to work, but it doesn't work. it just sits here and it fails to connect. So I don't know whether that is supposed to be like that, or I would assume, seeing as you're on Game Pass and you're on Xbox, you would work crossplay, but it just doesn't work basically. That's my one issue with this game. My first boss coming up. Bosses in this are quite cool. They're not too bad to work out. Always get hit the first time. What's that? They have armor moves like that, bosses. So when they flash, basically they are gonna attack you. And there's not a huge amount you can do about it. That's it. I want to get her. There's always some basically energy in that box there. There'll be a full health. You get that all bosses. There's a full health hanging around. I thought I'd have enough time to power through it. A lot of the bosses end up with the same type of tactics basically to beat them, but well, not the same type of attacks. They're all a bit different because they all got different attacks. She will become. That's interesting. I never knew I could actually completely power through that by doing that multiple times. That's interesting. Ooh. Get. I'm having trouble getting close to it now at the moment. Let me get up here out of the way. There's a couple of enemies in this game that have ridiculous priority. And it does come a little bit annoying, those enemies. One is the knife men, which you just see in the blue type knife men. Their priority when they hold the knife is crazy. What I mean by priority is their move hits before yours. Has much more priority to actually hit before your move does. And the other one is the biker girls with the helmets. They're a nightmare. Sorry, I had to cough in, guys. Yeah, they're a nightmare. The priority in them. Later on in the game, you get multiples of them attacking at the same time. It can just be a bit of a nightmare. If they get you trapped in a corner, now that's it. Game over. Like. I'm going to do a super on her. Kill her with style. Yeah, they're the two enemies which do become rather annoying later on. Yeah, as you see in this game, the levels are a decent size. It is a fair size game. The first time you play it, you probably, even if you do well, you're probably going to take two hours, maybe somewhere between 2 and 3 hours to actually finish it. It's a fair size beat 'em up. I suppose once you get good at it and you learn to sort of deal with the enemies a lot better, you could probably cut that down. It probably was it about an hour game maybe. If you do it fast, it may be a bit more. I'm not sure exactly what it could be sort of cut down to. But like I said, they've done a fantastic job of the soundtrack. The music in it is really good. It's a mixture of stuff. Some are a bit jazzy, some are a bit housey, some are a bit dancey sort of tracks. But it fits really well, especially well within the sort of Streets of Rage games, basically. I'd say I won't play this too long. I did play through on my channel the other night, but I just wanted to do a short review, basically. Yeah, the graphics. I think the graphics are really good in this. I will show you something cool in this level before I end the review. Yeah, playability. This does play really good. It is very nice indeed. I'm gonna. It's quite cool that you can adjust her combos. I do like the way the music scales up as well. When you start a level, the music's also low end, and then the action kicks in, the music sort of scales up. When an enemy flashes like that, they're usually going to attack you. The other cool thing about this, the enemies they're quite intelligent. They will circle around you and try and flank you and stuff. But as you see there, they will attack each other as well. So if you get other enemies within sort of view, they'll turn around and attack each other, which sometimes is very useful for getting sort of out of crowds, because they're all sort of busy trying to kill each other. It's quite a nice touch that they did that. Right, what we want to do with this guy is not that. I want to get him over here. I'll explain the reason for that now. That's perfect, that's what I want him. I'm going to try and jump on him. Right, I don't want him... See that stun gun there? Basically, now they're attacking each other, which is quite cool. That stun gun, you want that stun gun. I'll explain why now. It's in a perfect place, that stun gun is. If an enemy grabs you like that, if you shake the joystick or the pad, you can basically shake the enemy off. So I'm going to throw that out of the way. What I want to show you is, if you find a stun gun anyway, and see that little arcade machine in there? If you go in there, there's a couple of secrets all over the place. If you hit the arcade machine with the stun gun, it takes you into a secret Streets of Rage 2 level. There's quite a few of these hidden around the game. Let's see if I can... 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit him over in it. Nice, kicked his ass. There is one as well where you've got to fight the last boss in Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2? In Streets of Rage 4. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ed's gone now, isn't it? In Streets of Rage 2. Why the hell was I thinking of Street Fighter 4 then? I don't know yet. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. Brain gone. Anyway, yeah, so basically there's a couple of secrets around the place where you can use the stun gun to get into the Streets of Rage 2 levels, which is rather nice. So I'm not going to play this anymore because I want you guys to actually play yourselves, so I'm going to quit. So yeah, Streets of Rage 4, what would I say about it? Well, I think it's actually a really nice remake, sort of not remake, but a new game in the series. I think in time this might actually be as good as Streets of Rage 2, to be honest. I think in some ways it's probably better. It's got a better combo system. It's definitely less linear. It does have a few issues with some enemies with huge priority, but I suppose something you learn. Some of the Streets of Rage 2 characters were like that as well. The graphics on here are really nice. I think they've done a pretty fantastic job at hand drawing all the artwork and animating it all. I think it looks very, very nice indeed. The music, like I said, done by Yuzo Koshiro and a few other guys, is really, really fitting. I do think the soundtrack this is really nice. Whether it's as nice as the Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack, probably not. But it's probably maybe not as good as that, but pretty close. It is a rather nice soundtrack. It does fit pretty much almost every level in this game. Playability wise, I think it plays really well. It's got lots of combos to do. Each character is different. You've got all the unlockable characters that actually do play like their versions they come from. So if you pick for instance, if I go back into arcade, I'll show you what I mean. And I will pick, so I pick Adam from Streets of Rage 1. I'll skip this. They do play exactly like they do with their versions of the game. So that includes special moves and everything else you get. So, and they look like you get the sort of pixel art version of those characters. You can't run, you got a jump attack. You can press 2 buttons together to do that. He's a really nice character to unlock in this as well. I say it does look a little bit daft, I suppose, with the pixel art over the really nice 2D drawn art, but it's pretty cool. You can use them in their form, and they've got their specials as well. So he's got the original special from Street Rage 1. Yeah, there's again an achievement. Fantastic. So that's quite, you know, once you've played this game a lot, you can actually go back and try playing through the game with the characters as they were in the older games. Yeah, so that's a really nice feature. And say you've got the online battle mode, which I haven't tried in 2-player. I say that is one little bit of a downfall, is the online definitely needs a bit of patching. It does work. It's not if it doesn't work, but it can be a bit sketchy in places. But it definitely needs a little bit of work, the netcode, I think. And as far as I'm hearing, that's the same on all versions. So all I can say is for the PC version and the Xbox One version. But apparently it's the same on all versions. So what would I give this as an overall score? Oh, before I say there is 1 or 2 characters which are really a little bit frustrating with their priority. Like I said, the biker women with the helmets, a nightmare. They sort of do like an armor attack, so you can't hit them, and then they fly across the screen with a headbutt. And if you get about 3 or 4 of them on screen, you can just get ruined. And they're very hard to hit their armor through. I think the trick is using your special. The one that takes a little bit of energy. I think the trick is using that. Same with the knife guys, their priority is insane. But, you know, I suppose that scroll along beat 'em up, so that's something you learn to play with and something you learn to deal with. So, what would I give this as a review? I'm very tempted to give this a 9 out of 10. It is fantastic. You will probably, if you like scroll on beat 'em ups or belt scrollers, you probably play this a hell of a lot. But I'm tempted to knock off 0.5% off it. Basically, well, not 0.5%, just for the netcode and a few of the slightly annoying enemies. But yeah, maybe I'll give it an 8.5. I'll go with an 8.5 just because the netcode is a little bit dodgy and definitely could do with a little bit of patching out. But once they've done that, I think this game is definitely a 9 out of 10. So that makes a bit of a strange way of scoring something. So, oh well, there you go. Yeah, so I'm going to go 8.5. If you like scroll-along beat-ups, you're probably going to love it. If you love the original Streets of Rage games, pretty much buy it straight away. Don't even listen to my review. Just buy it and play it, because undoubtedly you'll absolutely love it. So hopefully you enjoyed the review, guys, and I'll be back probably streaming on Saturday night. And there is a couple of other games I'm trying to work through when I've got time to get some sort of 1cc's going. So if I have time to play them, I will. But if not, I'll probably see you on Saturday. Right. Bye, guys.